Check 1 2 1 2.
Coming up on WTOL 11 News at 11, a major shift from President Trump. He now wants House Republicans to vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. What it could mean as the House takes up the issue this week. And traveling soon, there's some flight relief ahead. The FAA is returning 40 airports to normal operations after shutdown-related staffing issues force cuts. And America's most advanced warship is now in the Caribbean as U.S. forces build up near Venezuela, just as the government designates a Venezuelan cartel a foreign terrorist organization. Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 11. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Sunday night. We'll get to all of our top stories in just a moment, but first, we have breaking news coming out of Marion Township. A serious two-vehicle crash happened on State Route 568 near Findlay. According to the Hancock County Sheriff's Office, the crash happened around 3:30 earlier today when the driver of a Honda Civic attempted to make a U-turn to head west on State Route 568. The vehicle was hit on the driver's side by a Ford F-250 heading eastbound. The driver of the Civic and his backseat passenger were flown to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. His front seat passenger was transported to a different hospital. We're told their injuries were also serious. The driver of the F-250 was released from the scene with minor injuries. That crash remains under investigation tonight.
And weather-wise, the sunshine here to stay at least into the start of the work week, but it is going to be a cool one tomorrow. You're going to wake up to temperatures in the upper 20s, not quite as windy for your Monday, with lots more of that bright, beautiful sunshine. Temperatures have already fallen to freezing in the Toledo Metro, down to 28 in Wauseon, 27 in Hillsdale. So you will want that winter coat at the bus stop. Starting off the day, we'll be in the mid to upper 20s, afternoon sunshine, but despite the sun, still going to be on the cooler side, only reaching the mid 40s. 47 degrees without quite as much of a wind, and soak up the sun while it's here, because Tuesday, that is our next system. It's going to bring us a quick burst of rain and snow Tuesday morning, with that brief morning snow chance giving way to just chilly rain showers into the afternoon. So here's a look ahead towards your early Tuesday morning. This pink color shows you that wintry mix that may briefly be possible. That'll be transitioning to all liquid rain by the afternoon hours, and that's not our only storm system on our radar. I'm also watching some widespread late week rainfall. I'll break down the timing on that one coming up in just a bit. Michael?
All right, let's get back to that breaking news. President Trump is now saying that House Republicans should vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Trump wrote on social media late Sunday saying, quote, "We have nothing to hide." According to the Associated Press, the president's shift is an implicit acknowledgement that supporters of the measure have enough votes to pass it in the House, though it's unclear, has an unclear future in the Senate. The House is expected to take up the issue later this week. Some positive news for airline travelers. The FAA has announced it is lifting flight reductions at 40 airports around the country starting Monday. These airports faced a 4% reduction in flights days ago because of the government shutdown, which impacted the air traffic control system. Some controllers did not show up to work during the shutdown, citing childcare needs or because they had to take a second job due to not being paid. The FAA determined the lack of staffing was not safe, so it reduced the number of flights coming in and out of those 40 airports. A powerful display of American military might, and what the Trump administration is insisting is a counter-drug operation in the Caribbean Sea. As of Sunday, the world's biggest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is within striking distance of Venezuela. New video also shows the latest attack on a small boat suspected of transporting drugs. So far, 80 people have been killed. Charlie Diagata has more.
The largest and most advanced warship in the world is now in America's most active battle zone. On board, 4 dozen F-18 fighter jets, along with technology to jam radars on potential bombing runs. In St. Croix, we saw firsthand how the Ford's presence is adding to a buildup of military assets already on patrol in the Caribbean. The USS Lake Erie is a guided missile cruiser. It pulled up to dock here in St. Croix a few days ago to resupply and get the sailors on board some much-needed R&R. While some of the island's residents welcomed visiting sailors and Marines, John and Heidi Driscoll told us the ship's arrival left them feeling unsettled.
Our local businesses can use everything they can, but it still worries me.
Why does it worry you?
I don't know what's going on. The fact that they're here, they're so close to Venezuela, it makes me very nervous. And when you speak to them, they don't know what's going on.
As the U.S. military buildup gathers pace,
Peace, peace, peace.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro used music to try and ease tensions.
Imagine us people.
Back in Puerto Rico, we found a naval station that was shut down in 2004, now fully operational with F-35 stealth fighter jets. The Trump administration says this is a drug interdiction operation, one that they're calling Operation Southern Spear. But with all this U.S. military hardware in the region, there are plenty of options to widen that operation. Charlie Daggett, CBS News, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
On Sunday, the State Department announced it will designate an alleged criminal organization based in Venezuela a foreign terrorist organization. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the designation against Cartel de las Soles will take effect next week. Rubio said the group, along with other criminal organizations with alleged ties to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, are responsible for the terrorist violence throughout the Western Hemisphere and for trafficking drugs into the U.S. and Europe. The designation comes as the U.S. has stepped up its military presence in the Caribbean. In Ukraine, they know what's coming, but attacks have ramped up in recent days. Ukraine has been fighting back, launching Neptune cruise missiles with a range over 600 miles. One hit a major Russian port, stopping oil exports temporarily. As hundreds of strikes are being launched from Russia, many intercepted, but not all.
Нічого не почула.
I didn't hear anything, she said. I just realized that my hair was on fire. I started to put out my hair like this. I picked up my dog and we came down here.
Energy is a target for both sides as Ukrainians are entering a third winter of constant blackouts. Now, strikes on the gas network threaten their way of heating of cooling. President Zelensky secured a lifeline on Sunday, liquefied gas from the U.S. supplied through Greece. But another threat to that supply has emerged: corruption. Investigators allege that top officials in Zelensky's inner circle are in state energy companies set up a kickback scheme, channeling $100 million. Zelensky has not been implicated and has vowed to clean it up. Coming up, renovation time at the Toledo Museum of Art. The historic museum is closing select galleries for its biggest upgrade in 40 years. We'll tell you more in a little bit.
Well, it is going to be a dry, sunny start to the week, but we're tracking increasing rain chances. I'm going to preview several storm systems coming up next. Welcome back in. The sunshine continuing into the upcoming week, but it's going to stay on the cooler side with temperatures only reaching the mid to upper 40s. So we'll want that jacket. Winds are going to be a little bit tamer tomorrow, but still that breeze out of the northwest will be felt. Hope you enjoyed the beautiful skies today. Amy captured this one of some fair weather cumulus clouds bubbling up after a totally sunny morning. And those clouds, due to a low pressure system over New England that is producing some lake effect snow showers off Lake Ontario and eastern Lake Erie. For us here, just a clear sky for tonight with some clouds off in eastern Ohio, and the lake effect snow belt off eastern Lake Erie is churning away some snow showers. Temperature wise, we have fallen back to the lower 30s below freezing now in Lucas and Wood counties, 28 degrees in Wauseon, and looking off towards the lakeshore, still a little mild towards Port Clinton and Sandusky with temperatures well above the freezing mark. Starting off the day, we're going to be in the 20s, afternoon highs in the mid 40s with that beautiful sunshine. Not quite as many fair weather clouds dotting the sky tomorrow. Now our next storm system comes in on Tuesday. This is going to be a real quick mover that brings us a quick burst of morning wet snow followed by chilly rain showers into the afternoon. So what about accumulations? I think that anything that sticks is just going to be on grassy and elevated surfaces. Hour by hour, let's start things off Monday. Dry and sunny weather is expected. Monday night, this quick little burst of wintry mix moves on through. Again, no major travel impacts, although some minor accumulations on the grass can't be ruled out. Into the afternoon, that band of snow moves off to the east of us as we climb above freezing. Highs are going to be around 40 degrees, so we're just expecting chilly rainfall. And then our next system, we do get a brief pause on the wet weather Wednesday, but then by Thursday, I'm watching a stronger area of low pressure that's going to be moving in from Texas and bringing in some Gulf moisture. By Thursday night, we're going to start to see some showers creep into the region, and Friday especially could be a soggy, mild, and breezy feeling day. There is the chance for widespread wet weather that could deliver upwards of 1 inch of rainfall. So bottom line, two systems this week. First one comes on Tuesday, a little dose of wintry mix possible early in the day. We dry out Wednesday, and then that second system coming in on Thursday with some late day rainfall that will be possible. Soaking rain is going to be the most likely on Friday with a breezy and very mild feel. Now rainfall totals, some of the latest data is showing 1 or more inches of rainfall, and keep in mind this accounts for both of those systems, so it is possible that that secondary system produces around 1 inch. Tuesday's system likely to only bring us about 1/4 of an inch. Widespread rainfall likely Thursday night and a 70% Friday. Next weekend does turn a little bit cooler as those temperatures fall back near 50, and the week of Thanksgiving, it's going to start off dry, but there could be the chance for some showers returning by next Wednesday. Michael?
All right, thank you, John. Big changes are unfolding at the Toledo Museum of Art. Renovations, leaders say, will transform the visitor experience for years to come. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio with the latest. Dom, what kind of changes can people expect?
Michael, the executive director of TMA, says the museum has been in its current building since 1912, with updates scattered across the decades. But leaders say this next phase will be the most comprehensive renovation the museum has seen in 40 years.
By the time it's done, the Toledo Museum of Art will be the model museum in the United States. Our visitors will love it.
That's TMA Executive Director Adam Levine. He says the renovations will update the appearance of the galleries, improve accessibility, and once complete, display artwork chronologically from antiquity to modern day.
We love our museum, but there's a real opportunity to upgrade some of the appearance of the galleries. It will be so much more comfortable. It will be so much more accessible.
Levine says the timing all comes down to necessity. The museum's heating and cooling system is at the end of its life, and now closing some galleries gives the team time to take on everything at once.
So it is so much more efficient, both in terms of time, but also in terms of monetary resources to do all this work when galleries have to be closed anyway. This is like renovating a room in your house. It's a bit of a pain, but when it's done, you're so happy that you've done it.
Levine says the museum will be open throughout, and they will never close completely at all during this time. Some notable galleries that will close until the grand reopening in 2027 include the Great Gallery and Galleries 32 and 33, featuring European art.
Some of the galleries on this side of the building will close in phases, and there will be a short period of time in 2027 when the galleries in the Beaux-Arts building will be closed, but the education wing will remain open, the glass pavilion will remain open, so there will always be open galleries and fun experiences at the museum.
And for more info about the upgrades and which galleries will be closing, you can visit our website, WTOL.com. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thank you, Dom. Former Mugshots bar on North Summit Street has now been demolished. The demolition started Saturday. City building inspectors condemned the building on November 3rd after a driver rammed into it. The driver of the car was charged with failure to comply and had a hearing on the 12th. This was also the site of a George Floyd mural, which was damaged after being struck by lightning back in 2021. From tearing down to starting anew, Ford Motor Company has unveiled its new world headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan. Named the Henry Ford II World Center, Ford's new world headquarters is on the historic site of its 1953 Product Development Center and incorporates energy-efficient electric and water service technologies. The 2.1 million square foot facility is more than twice the size of the current headquarters, known as Glass House, which has been in use for about 70 years.
I feel great. I love seeing everybody's face when they take the tour here because it's an amazing space and people are blown away. And one of the great things about today is we have so many multi-generational families here today.
When completed, roughly 14,000 employees will be within a 15-minute walk of the new headquarters. The majority of construction will be completed this year, according to the automaker, with construction on the final section to be done by 2027. 100 people went home to their furry friends today with a free bag of food. The Lucas County Canine Care and Control hosted their first pet food pantry at their new location on Sunday morning. Those who received SNAP benefits were eligible for 15 pounds of dog food, and cat food was available if needed as well. This comes after LC4 reached out to the community for help with dog and cat food donations. And because of a flood of donations, they were able to open their pet food pantry doors once again.
For us to be able to help people keep their furry family members at home, it's such a huge part of what we do. The only way we can make this pantry happen is with donations, so we're so appreciative of everyone who is so generous and willing to help. And we are so thankful for that people are able to ask for help and that we're able to provide it.
LC4 says it's always accepting donations of dry dog and cat food as well as canned cat food to help replenish the supplies for their next food pantry. Over 300 kids got a brand new winter coat in Toledo this weekend. The USW Local 1346 Women of Steel Committee hosted their third annual Coats for Kids giveaway Sunday morning. They gave away almost 400 coats of all different sizes so kids can stay warm this winter.
It's a wonderful feeling to be able to help out. We're so happy for it. There's so many kids that have to walk to school, especially in the Toledo area, and we just want to make sure that they're warm. So anything that we can do to give back is a wonderful feeling.
The Women of Steel Committee say they're always accepting brand new coats or monetary donations to help with their service. A local nonprofit is celebrating 5 years here in the 419. Hope Toledo hosted a Sunday service at Indiana Avenue Missionary Baptist Church to mark the milestone. Graduates of the organization's Promise program shared their stories throughout the night. The goal for Hope Toledo is to improve access to education and break generational poverty. Since 2020, the organization has graduated 55 scholars through its Promise program, including both students and their parents.
We're really tracking towards, which is the goal, is trying to bring together the community so that we can see more of this work happen, particularly on the early childhood side. That's our focus, is to focus on early childhood and make sure every single child has access to a strong start educationally, which hopefully turns into a strong future for them, for the community.
Several local pastors spoke at tonight's service, and the Glass City Youth Choir sang throughout the night. High grocery prices and tariffs could spoil your Thanksgiving menu this year. The most recent Consumer Price Index report shows average grocery prices rose 2.7% over the last year. The sticker shock is coming as many are preparing their Thanksgiving menus. Jen Sullivan explains why your meal will likely cost more this year.
Outside the King Center in Atlanta, long lines of cars as people wait for free food to be handed out at this Thanksgiving food drive.
This is going to make a tremendous difference.
Miss Williams works part-time, but she says it's not enough to put food on her table. And it's not just Thanksgiving she worries about.
It's every day. It's tonight. I need dinner for tonight.
Her story is like so many others as the cost of food continues to rise.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families
The government shutdown put a strain on already busy food banks, with millions of food stamp recipients not receiving assistance through the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers not getting paid. But rising food costs are making groceries more expensive for everyone.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their heads.
Average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report. Prices for key Thanksgiving staples like potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, and bakery products are all up. And tariffs have caused the price of many imported items like wine to jump. One wine store says prices are 5 to 12% higher this year. There is some good news. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, as well as other products coming from agricultural imports. Jen Sullivan, WTOL 11.
Closer to home, Schmucker's restaurant on the corner of Reynolds and Bancroft is baking off again. The restaurant was forced to temporarily close due to a hood fire in late August, but now Schmucker's announced via social media they will be making pies on a first-come, first-served basis the 25th and 26th of November, just in time for Thanksgiving. The list of available pies is on your screen right now, although they will not be able to take orders and their dining room remains closed. It's great to see the restaurant making pies again just in time for the holidays. And speaking of pies, we got our dessert expert over here, Chase Bachman, with a look at sports.
I love me some Smucker's pie. Anyway, when we return, the Lions and Eagles faced off in Philadelphia. We recap that game. Plus, the Rocket women hosted Detroit Mercy Sunday afternoon. We recap that game too. Those stories and more coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. This season, the Detroit Lions are once again one of the most competitive teams in the NFL. And Sunday night, they got the privilege of playing the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And when you match up a defending Super Bowl team with an offense like Dan Campbell's Lions, you might be expecting a fair amount of points. But Jamison Williams' second quarter score turned out to be the only touchdown of the game for Detroit. Neither team found the end zone in the second half, so Philadelphia's 10-point second quarter turned out to be all they needed to win Sunday. Eagles win 16-9 and improved to 7-2 on the year. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they dropped to 6-3 on the season and will take on the Giants next week before getting ready for their Thanksgiving game versus the Packers. Meanwhile, Cleveland is looking for their first win since they beat the Dolphins back in Week 7. Early on, the Browns got a huge break when Devin Bush, the former Michigan Wolverine, picked off Lamar and took it back to the house. Myles Garrett was terrific, too. He had 4 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, but the defense alone could not win this game. On offense, quarterback Dylan Gabriel went into concussion protocol, which meant after many calls from fans, Shadur Sanders finally took the field for his first NFL snaps. And if you were hoping he was going to light it up, you would be disappointed. He went 4 of 16 passing for 47 yards, got sacked twice, and threw an interception. The Browns' halftime lead of 16-10 turned into a 23-16 loss. Cleveland is now 2-8 on the season. Next up, they travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Also happening Saturday afternoon, the Toledo women were at Savage hosting Detroit Mercy. The Rockets in their half-court offense moving the ball to the corner. Alexa Hocevar fires from 3 and knocks it down to extend Toledo's lead. Later, Faith Fed Robinson in transition off a steal, Euro step off the mark, but Evelise Cole there for the putback. She finished with 11. Finally, inbounds play, Ella Weaver looking for an opening. Cole wide open underneath the basket for the easy lay-in, and the Rockets never trailed in this game. They win it 66-52 and pick up their first win of the season. And in college football news, the newest AP Top 25 poll is out, and no surprise, Ohio State is still the #1 team in the country. The Buckeyes beat up on UCLA Saturday night 48-10. Ohio State now improves to 10-0 on the season. Head coach Ryan Day said after the game, this team is bringing the right approach to every game.
Yeah, pretty workmanlike, I think. I thought we had the right approach coming in. We want to make sure, as we've talked about before, and we bring it every day and have that look in our eye. And I thought we did that again tonight.
And in case you missed it, the Siena Heights University football team held its final game in school history Saturday. The team lost to Indiana Wesleyan 47-16, but bigger than that, it was the last time these kids will ever put on a Saints uniform and play for the school. I spent part of the day in Adrian, Michigan, talking to players, family members, and admin with the school. I asked them what they hope people will remember about the team and the university, and they say the people.
It's the people that are here. It's the people at the university that just care about our students, care about our staff, care about our faculty.
I'm just incredibly proud of all the effort that was put in by everyone in the program this year. Incredibly proud to be a part of this team.
And finally, a new episode of Chasing the Game is out. On the latest episode, I catch up with Patrick Henry head football coach Bill Inselman. You can watch the full episode on WTOL 11+, which you can download on your smart TV, or you can watch and listen to on YouTube and Spotify. But for now, that's all for sports.